Hey fight fans, welcome back to the Fight Book. This is the Indian accent guy back with 6 new fight announcements, including 2 in the UFC and some other fight updates to keep you updated with the fight world in as short time as possible. So without wasting any time, let's start with the UFC fight announcements. In the last episode of Dana White's Contender Series, middleweight Cam Roston won his fight with first round knockout, and he asked Dana White to get him a fight at UFC Perth in front of his own people. And Dana White had agreed, and now they have found an opponent for him, and it is not an easy one, as Roston will make his UFC debut against Andre Petrosky, a UFC veteran who was riding a 3-fight win streak, but in his last fight, he lost that 3-fight win streak to Admin Shahbazian. Then the second fight that is added into the UFC, it is added on UFC Vegas 110 November first card, which headliner is yet to be announced. It is a light heavyweight bout. Billy Ericana, who is 1-1 in the UFC, coming off his first UFC win, will welcome a newcomer, Kevin Christian, who had won the contract in last year's Dana White's Contender Series show. He is currently riding a 6-fight win streak. Then there is Brian Battle, UFC welterweight and failed middleweight, whom UFC cut due to weight issues just 2 to 3 days ago. He is back in action this weekend. Yes, he has signed with Jon Jones and Mike Perry's DBX Dirty Boxing promotion, and he will be making his debut against someone named Derek De Freitas, whose MMA record is 3 wins and 9 losses. So it would probably be just a showcase bout for him. Anyway, the main event of this event was Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Robinson Perez for the DBX heavyweight title, which is currently vacant. But Rozenstruik's opponent Robinson Perez has pulled out. So now Rozenstruik will be taking on Raheem Cleveland, who was scheduled to fight Levi Da Costa in the same card. But now Levi Da Costa is out from that card, and Raheem Cleveland, who is a former PFL and Bellator veteran, will fight Jairzinho Rozenstruik for the vacant heavyweight title. Then there is heavyweight Gable Stevenson, former Olympic gold medalist, who is scheduled for his MMA debut. He had a grappling match against Craig Jones this weekend, but he pulled out due to turf toe. Earlier this week, it was announced he will make his MMA debut for LFA on September 12th in his home state of Minnesota. So he is still fighting on that LFA card in September, but he has pulled out of this weekend's grappling match against Craig Jones. Then Indian MMA fighter Ritu Fogart also returns on ONE FC's 1173 card in Tokyo November 16th, and she will return against Japanese Itsuki Hirata, who just came back into the win column this past weekend, breaking her 3-fight skid. Ritu Fogart is also currently riding a 3-fight skid and will be looking to get back into the win column. Then there is an announcement in the boxing world. Eye of the Tiger management announced their card in Montreal, Canada for October 30th, and it will be headlined by WBA Women Super Welterweight title fight, where Mary Spencer will be making the first defense of her belt against WBO welterweight champion Michaela Mayer, who is coming off back-to-back wins over Sandy Ryan. Then there is Alexander Usyk's coach Sergey Lapin, who has downplayed a fight against Moses Itauma because he thinks Itauma needs more fights against top guys before fighting Usyk. It is Turki Al-Sheikh who wants Usyk versus Itauma, but now Usyk's team clears that they do not want this fight. Moreover, Itauma's team also revealed that Itauma will return to the ring in December, and they are currently considering Kubrat Pulayev and Jermaine Franklin to be his next opponent. Then Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez drop hints that their fight is either signed or is in works. Moreover, Michael Morales also posts a picture with Sean Brady via his Instagram account, hinting that maybe he has moved on from his fight against Leon Edwards, which was rumored to be in works, and instead now the UFC is maybe working on Morales versus Brady. Brady was also calling out Ian Gary, but Gary was not responding to him. Then Dricus du Plessis also releases his first statement following his loss to Khamzat Chimaev, where he says he have no excuses. The better man won the fight. Moreover, Paulo Costa calls out Dricus du Plessis as he thinks du Plessis is fresh from the belt and he is unpredictable, tough guy to fight, and that would be a great fight. Moreover, from the same division, talking about Khamzat Chimaev, current light heavyweight champion Magomed Ankalaev is willing to fight Khamzat if Khamzat moves up to 205 pounds. He says he is still in this division. If someone wants to move up and test his weight class, he will always say welcome. Then there is Khabib Nurmagomedov, who talked about the current lightweight title picture, and he believes that Arman Tsarukyan is the best lightweight at the moment, stating that he has an 80% chance of beating Ilia Topuria, the current lightweight champion, as Arman Tsarukyan deals well with strikers and has excellent range management. Anyway, he is not the only one saying this kind of stuff. Before him, as Islam Makhachev and Charles Oliveira have already stated that it should be Arman Tsarukyan next for the title. By the way, we all know that Arman Tsarukyan is not a huge star in the UFC, so he will probably not get that title shot. Still, we all would love him to fight for the title. Anyway, not talking about specifically about Arman Tsarukyan, but Corey Anderson reveals that back in 2020, despite earning a title shot, the UFC passed on giving it to him due to his lack of social media presence. He revealed that Hunter Campbell had a conversation with him and he told him, "We can't give you a title fight. It's 100% that you deserve a title fight, but we can't give it to you because your social media is not there." So yes, social media following is a factor to get a title shot. Only winning your fights does not give you title shots or rise into the UFC. Then lastly, updates from Rampage Jackson's son Raja Jackson's incident where he attempted a so-called murder in professional wrestling ring against a pro wrestler. Police are now investigating Raja after the wrestling match incident on stream. Event organizers released a statement saying his actions were intended to be a planned and agreed upon wrestling sport, but instead turned into a selfish, irresponsible act of violence. The pro wrestler that had been attacked by Raja Jackson apparently was choking on his own blood and teeth following the incident. Smith was awake and talking on August 24, but had broken bones in his face and lost a lot of teeth. Moreover, Mr. Beast has offered to pay the medical bills for that wrestler whose name is Stuart Smith after he got beaten up by Raja Jackson. Tell me your thoughts on this incident. Do you think Raja Jackson should face the prison penalty, or do you the one who thinks that it was just an act in professional wrestling? Anyway, now you are again completely up to date in the fight world in no time. So do consider liking the video and do share your thoughts in the comment section, as your feedback is important to me. And if you have already done it, now do whatever you want.